What's up? What's up? It's your boy JG back with another video on music tips and reviews with JG. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please press the subscribe button so you'll be updated on all my latest content. Um, Sometimes I have to talk about serious stuff on this channel because I'm really serious about music, and y'all know I'm serious about things about music and so forth like that. And this issue is really big, and as far as hip hop is concerned, not only male hip hop artists but female hip hop artists. Y'all seen the thing with Meg The Stallion and Tory Lane. The things that's going on. She getting shot and stuff like that. It's just a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of these hip hop artists are really getting blind by money, fame and fortune. And I needed to do this video because it's a lot of parents out there. You just have to have control of what your kids, your children are listening to. What's getting into their mind, because a lot of this hip hop music is really very destructive. I'll be honest, a lot of it is very destructive, and it's like these music executives of these big record labels, they don't care about the culture. They don't care about what's going on in our culture. They just want to collect the money. They want to get these artists so they can really make their record labels big, but they're not concerned about the well-being and the mental, the mind of these hip hop artists. And these hip hop artists are blind because most of them, they never had this much money in their life, and then once they get the money, it's like, you can't tell me what to do. I have this money. I'm living my life. I'm living the life I want to live. Like, how can you tell me I'm not doing the right thing? But if you're looking from the outside, you see they're leading down a pathway of destruction. And so I just want to really get into this subject tonight. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, and also I have Cash App if you want to support. I have a Cash App, so appreciate y'all for tuning in. So I really want to talk about the blindness of today's hip hop artists, and also please subscribe to my channel again. And I also have Cash App $JGillsVA if you want to support this channel. I really appreciate it. And I think it's an obligation, me being a content creator, that we really talk about these issues that's in hip hop, because every day on the news you see that a new hip hop artist is in trouble, and it shouldn't be the case. And also, if you're tuning in, let me know you tuning in. Let me know you're in here, so I can shout you out. Appreciate you for tuning in. So I want to get straight into it. The latest news. I know y'all heard about Young Thug, and how he might be associated. I don't know the whole story, but how he's connected to these indictments. So I'm gonna get into that first. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna get into that, but just shout out if you ain't here. Appreciate y'all for tuning in.
What's it like?
Appreciate y'all for tuning in. And let me know you're in the building. So I want to talk about
getting ready to go before a judge this morning after he was arrested following an 88-page indictment. Right now, he is sitting in the Fulton County Jail.
He is facing allegations.
So this is one that's about Young Thug. He's on a 88-page indictment. We don't know how many years he's gonna have. Being associated. I think a lot of his rap lyrics was associated with gang activity. So, like I said, I don't know the full details, but it's dealing with our African American hip hop artists, and I feel we should be concerned about these things. Our black men. You know, it's just sad that you don't see a lot of the other ethnicities going through a lot of these things. It's just our artists that are going through these things. So just check out this news report about Young Thug.
Allegations tied to Young Slime Life. It's a gang that authorities say that he founded. 11 Live's Ariana Maniz is live in front of the Fulton County Jail with the new development. So Ariana, Gunna is also included in this.
So if y'all don't know, Young Thug and Gunna is associated with this case.
That's correct, Cheryl. Our team reached out to Fulton County officials where we learned that Gunna is not in custody, but rapper Young Thug, he is in custody.
So update on that, Gunna had turned himself in recently on these indictments. He turned himself in, and it's very sad. People, these artists, these hip hop artists, they get all this fame, they get all this attention, they get all this publicity over their art, their music, and they end up in these type of situations. If you want to add to it, please comment, and I'll be sure to bring your comment up, and we can talk about it as well.
Custody in the Fulton County Jail behind me after he was arrested on Monday. Now, Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Lamar Williams, he is facing 2 charges, which includes charges of conspiracy.
And it's just very sad. Like Young Thug, he's climbing up. As far as his fame and stuff like that, and these things are happening. And so, a lot of times, your past, you got to be careful what you're doing in your past. It may catch up, to your future, to your present. So appreciate y'all for tuning in.
To violate the racketeering criminal law and criminal street gang activity. Now, both charges, they're tied to an 88-page indictment where 27 other people were named. Now, in that same indictment, officials tie the individuals to the street gang.
And if you have a comment and you're on Facebook, leave your comment on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, Music Tips and Reviews with JG, because I can really see it up there. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Young Slime Life, where rapper Young Thug is listed as a founder, which started out on Cleveland Avenue in Southwest Atlanta with affiliation with the Blood Gang. Now, rapper Gunna, whose real name is Sergi.
So all these these artists is connected with this activity, and I just want to get into it seems like back then in the past, a lot of these artists, they was talking about violence, but it wasn't in this type of way. It wasn't about destroying each other. It was about going against the people that was against us. Like NWA, they talked about fight the power against police brutality and all that stuff. It wasn't about us killing each other or destroying each other. It was about us going against the people that the innocent. And so I want to get into this next video, how violence is glorified in today's society, in today's hip hop world.
Abuse in hip-hop has been going on for quite some time now, and if you were any ordinary person like you and I, who had regular jobs, If you were to beat a woman on camera, your career would probably be over. Whatever job you're working at, probably
Again, thank y'all for tuning in to today's show. Just talking about the blindness of today's hip hop artists, how it's kind of like these industry people, they don't really care. They're just making money off of these hip hop artists, and they're not concerned about their well being, their mental health. Just trying to get them off of that street mentality, going into a professional platform.
fired. So why do these rappers get special treatment when they're accused or caught doing this? Well, it's because they're popular. That's the easiest answer. I'm making this video because of all the crazy news these past few days in hip-hop. One being Sheck West. He got caught out by his ex-girlfriend.
So yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on with these hip-hop artists. They getting these record deals, but these labels, they don't care about, like I said, they don't care about their mental well-being. They don't care about them getting out of that street life and stuff like that. And so they get this fame, like I said, and you can't really tell them what to do, because they like, I made it, I arrived. You can't tell me what to do now. So
Epstein Sky for being an abuser. And on the complete opposite side of the violence spectrum, we have YNW Melly turning himself into the police for murdering his two best friends. Violence and abuse. Why does it go hand in hand in hip-hop culture?
And that's a good question, why violence and abuse go hand in hand. It's like, these artists are self-destroying themselves because of, greed. Most of it is about money. And then when they get this money, it gets worse. It don't get any better because, like I said, you can't tell them what to do once they get the money.
And why is it seemingly okay? And this is a problem that hip-hop listeners, I don't feel, have had to have dealt with as often as they are today. The biggest one before all of these new rappers have gotten into trouble was Chris Brown beating Rihanna. At that point in Chris Brown's career, he was at the peak. But is his career over?
And I'm glad, Chris Brown has kind of gotten out of that limelight as far as, the abuse thing. Everybody know about him and Rihanna, what happened. And I'm glad he moved on from that situation. And later on, he had a lot, anger problems and stuff like that later on. But I'm glad he hasn't been in the news, lately about certain situations. I feel he's getting serious now. He's now on his third child, so I think he's getting more serious about these things. But it's sad that it takes these especially these male artists to have children to really wake up. It's like, I gotta live for these children now. But I think it should be a mentality before these artists get all these children, these baby mamas, that their mindset is straight.
No, it's not. You have people that hate Chris Brown for doing it, but then you also have people that will continue to listen to his music no matter what he did. And there's been more artists in the past that have beat women that have successful careers still, and unfortunately that's how it's going to continue.
Yeah, it's always been going on in the hip-hop world, domestic abuse and stuff like that. This just been glorified because of social media, the merge of social media, but it's always been happening, in hip-hop.
Continue to be, as we see now all of these newer upcoming artists like Famous Dex, NBA Youngboy, X, Kodak Black. In terms of sexual assault, Tekashi 6ix9ine as well. And mind you, some of these cases are not proven. Some are. Some have even video evidence in the case of Famous Dex and NBA Youngboy. But if you notice the trend from Chris Brown until now, these are all very, very young, impressionable artists with an impressionable.
So yeah, that's about violence and abuse in hip hop. Like I said, it's been happening for a long time. It's just coming to the light because because of social media. And yeah, it's just a lot of stuff that us as African American society, related to the music industry has to take care of. And like I said, these executives, they don't care. It's up to us that we really think about these things. So now I want to talk about the drill music scene. It's really nothing wrong with the music as far as the lyricism and stuff, but it's the content, it's the lyrics that they're talking about. They're talking about violence. It's like hitting codes in these raps that they're speaking on these records. And it's very destructive. People have died over this music because they are sending secret messages to certain other people. So let's check this out.
Every day.
So let's check out this about drill.
Thank you for joining me in this Truth Talk episode. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about K-Flock and the dangers of drill music. Let's get right into it. Drill music has taken over the hip-hop scene in the recent years, becoming one of the most popular.
So now, I just found out about drill music. There was actually a name for this type of sound, and it's called drill music. And the title of this video is Why Drill Music is the Most Dangerous Genre of Music. So let's check it out by Truth Talk.
Genres in hip-hop. Drill music was made popular by Chicago artist Chief Keef back in 2012 after releasing his mega hit song Don't Like. Chief Keef, who was just a teen, became an overnight star as people were becoming infatuated with the rawness.
So Chief Keef is one of the starters of this this drill music movement. And yeah, I just figured out they put a name to this type of vibe, drill music. And we've seen that this type of music being connected to secret messages in these music about violence and about these different gang associations, especially like in Chicago and New York and cities like that. It's been big. So let me know in the comment section what you feel is the blindness of today's hip-hop artists, and I appreciate your comment.
Of his music. While the rest of the world heard and sang along to the lyrics, people in Chicago knew that the raps weren't just lyrics, but confessions of what Chief Keef and his guys did to their rivals. When Chief Keef became famous, many other artists in Chicago looked at Chief Keef's success as a blueprint on what needed to be done to make it. This started the uprising crimes done by these young kids that would then rap about it in one of their songs. The act of self-snitching in your raps isn't just dangerous because the person rapping incriminates themselves, but they incite and invite retaliation from the victim's loved ones, continuing this destructive cycle.
Yeah, so yeah, it's very destructive. This music, not saying all. It just depends on the message. I'm not saying like all the drill music is bad, but a lot of it, has content that's very violent. And we just have to have control of this music, us as a African American community, because these executives at these record labels, they don't care what these artists put out as long as they're making the money. And they can talk about shooting this person, shooting that person, but they don't care.
As drill music slowly started to make its way to other urban cities, the effects started becoming visible wherever drill music touched down. In Florida, we saw artists like Young and Ace and Julio Fulio making hip-hop careers off the backs of their fallen brothers. With each new song that was released, a new body was tied to it, just like we saw with Chief.
And that's sad, people die off of this music. And music is supposed to uplift, music is supposed to be positive. And these artists are using this to send messages to murder people, to destroy people's lives through the messages.
Keef, Young and Ace dropped his hit song, Who I Smoked, and more crimes increased in their city, and so did more drill songs talking about those crimes. In New York City, we're seeing the very same thing. New York drill was bubbling.
So like I said, drill, it kind of started in the Chicago, and then kind of moved to the New York, as far as the gangs and stuff like that.
Pretty much soon after Chicago made drill popular, but it was mostly underground until Bobby Shmurda dropped his hit song, Hot Boy, which showed again that drill music had mass appeal. After Bobby got arrested for crimes that he was blatantly rapping about in Hot Boy, the New York drill movement died down and once again became underground. That's until Pop Smoke dropped his hit song, Welcome to the Party. The song put a spotlight on the New York drill scene, and it quickly opened doors for many.
So when Bobby Shmurda came, that's when it kind of went into the popularity of the New York drill movement.
Of these underground New York drill rappers to come up. Now New York City has turned into Chicago, with many teenagers trying to become that next big drill rapper, willing to do whatever it takes and drill as many apps as they have to. Recently, the Bronx drill rapper K Flock has been making noise and showing promise after a couple of his songs started to take off. Mainly.
So these are a few of the artists, and then just talking about the danger of this genre, how people have died over this, this type of music, and we're gonna check out some other stuff. And again, appreciate y'all for tuning in. I just want to point out these things, and I also have another video about the drill music and so forth like that I want to talk about. And also please subscribe to my channel if you enjoy this content.
Music has gained insane popularity amongst rap music lovers. There is an opinion because of this genre, criminal activity has increased. Chicago, at the dawn of drill music, was considered the most dangerous city in the United States and earned its infamous nickname as Chirac. And then the British government.
Yeah, so that's sad. They've glorified this type of music, and it's really sad that us as African American males have to glorify violence, and that's we have to do better than this. We are kings, we are queens. We don't, especially females. We shouldn't be getting into all this sexual things. Exploiting your body out, in the public and stuff like that. We are kings and queens, and I think we should do better with these, those situations.
Government removed over 100 music videos of drill artists, and New York City Hall is trying to ban the genre itself. So today we're going to be talking about the history of this genre and what the difference is between Chicago, New York, and British drill music. So
he's going to get into the history of drill music, and he's going to get into the definition of what is drill music. And it's just, it is sad to see, African American males destroying each other because of this art form, and it shouldn't have to be that way.
What is drill? Drill is a form of rap music that originated in the south side of Chicago and is a huge part of the history of rap music in this region, and it can be recognized by the gritty, dark lyrical content. Drill is dedicated to the daily ordeal of street life. The word drill itself is a slang term and refers to someone getting shot, or in a UK context, it usually refers to someone getting stabbed. So what is it that makes...
And of course, these YouTubers and stuff like that, they have their own definition of what drill music is. But I think the narrative of drill music can be changed if we promote positivity more than negativity. I think because of social media, we glorify negativity more, and so when these artists, these rap artists come out with this murder and stuff like that, we lift that stuff up more than the positivity. Why can't we go back to storylines, talk about these things, and past hip hop, we had these stories about violence, but it was a story trying to teach a lesson. Now these rappers, they just rapping and they just talking about killing, and they are part of the problem, and we have to change that.
drill's so unique? Let's start with flow. Chicago rappers typically write their lyrics in a deadpan and almost monotonous vocal style that evokes the emotionally draining atmosphere of their environment. The influence of trap music is reflected in the frequent use of autotune to give a...
So this music reflects, and their tone reflects their environment. And rest in peace to all those who, got killed in this hip hop world. It's sad to see, and it's just sad that all this stuff has come to this. And I just want to conclude that, again, parents, you have to be watchful of what your kids is listening to, because it really influences tomorrow's world, to the world of the future, because they are the future. And we have to guard their minds, what they're listening to in today's society, because it's really destroying today. It's really destroying the minds of the young people today. So I just want you to be mindful of what you are, your children are listening to, because they can be doing this rap and stuff like that, and it could destroy somebody's life. And so I just wanted to do this show because it's very important, because I seen all these these people like the baby, they're talking about what's up, confessions and therapy. Yeah, and they're just talking about different things, but I'm gonna get more to this drill music.
Cold vibe to their music, but in Britain, and especially in New York, rappers try to avoid autotune to have more of an expressive presentation to their tracks. Now let's move on to lyrics. The first wave of the Chicago drill scene featured violent lyrics with monotonous delivery, which emphasized the sinister plot of their songs. Moving on to production, drill produced...
And I appreciate you for Confessions and Therapy for tuning in. Appreciate the comment.
Producers such as Chicago's Young Chop, who produced many of Chief Keef's early work, followed the example of trap music, using...
And these artists are very talented, lyrically, but it's just the content and the lyrics that they promote. And it's just these industry people, they don't care. They just want to sign artists. And it just seems like, they're just signing anybody, and they don't care about their background. If they're gang affiliated, they don't care about that, as long as they making the money. And when it's just very dangerous that these artists, they getting all this money, and it's like, they don't care. They got money. So what if I do this to this person? I got the money to even bail myself out of this mess. I have money to pay people to do these things. And it's a very toxic and dangerous situation. So, yeah.
Drum machine beats, 808s, and 60 to 7 beats per minute, plus catchy melodies favored with a menacing vibe. Meanwhile, in the UK, artists like Heady One using faster beats with great emphasis on melody.
And yeah, they need the band drill. I think drill. I think I like the sound. Some of the sound of it, but the lyrics is really destroying the African American male society, mostly.
And in New York drill, they use a clear delivery of material, warmer production, and recently with the sampling of famous pop songs. But let's go back to the roots of the Chicago drill scene, and let's talk about the city itself. At this very moment, Chicago is on the list of the most dangerous cities in New York.
And every day Chicago's violent scene is just growing rapidly. The African American males are dying every day, and like I said at the beginning, like rap groups like NWA, they was rapping about violence, but it wasn't in this way. It was talking about police brutality. It was talking about fighting against the system that's destroying the innocent. And it's different. The narrative is different now. we are destroying each other in the music. We talking about, we did this to this girl, we did this to this woman, and we are glorifying it, through the music. We talking about we shot this person, and they and then the rappers wonder why the police is knocking at their door the next day. And it's sad to see what happened to Young Thug. What happened to him. He's rising. He was rising up, as far as fame, but his past caught up with his present. And you can't be rapping about these things in the songs, because these people are listening to the system, the government. They're listening to these songs, and they're gonna arrest you because they hear it. And and how crazy are these rap artists? They're they're pointing themselves out, in this music. So you get like they say, you have you get consequences for your actions. So
United States.
Okay, music producers, stop.
Are you using pirate software?
No.
But back in 2013, it was #1 on that list. And because of that, Chicago drill got so much attention. The local police said that the growth of crime in Chicago was increasing rapidly. Because if in 2011...
So this here to show that, hip-hop music does have a huge influence on the gun violence that's going on in today's world. And again, if you commenting on Facebook, please comment on YouTube, because I can't see the comments up here on StreamYard. But it shows that the influence, of this rap music is destroying people's lives in real life. So a lot of these things that these rappers are rapping about, it's not they just talking about it. They're really doing it, these days. In the past, you had gangster rappers, they didn't really live that life. But now in today's time, they're actually, living these, this life outside of, the studio. And so that's a very dangerous thing, these days. And so, appreciate y'all. So I'm going to this, the rappers that died, in 2020 from, these different situations.
And we just feel that one of the primary duties of a rapper in this day and age is to become a positive role model in the mind.
So back then they had a different narrative of what they was rapping about in the past, about stopping the violence, being positive role models in society.
And in the hearts of the children, because a lot of these kids don't have positive role models to look up to. In most neighborhoods, drug dealers is a role model.
We're totally against black on black crime, I mean, it's so ridiculous.
And that's, black on black crime is a big thing today. Look, 30 plus years later, we are in this situation.
In this day and time that our own brothers and sisters has got to pick up arms against one another. We're killing ourselves off, man. And this is a definite message to all the young.
And that's sad. That's still going on today. We destroying each other even today. In today's society, we still, destroying each other. But listen to the rappers, back then, they had a different motive on, what they was rapping about.
Some people strongly believe that violence is nonsense, and we got to get together as one.
And rest in peace to Heavy D. Rest in peace to him.
If you look around, you see a whole lot of different type of rappers here getting together to prove that everybody can get together.
It's time for people in the rap music industry to begin to address not only their image problem, but the real issues that are causing the problem.
And the thing is that we are not taking control of our own music, and these people that don't care about us, they're in control of what's distributed to the community.
And so we decided to start the Violence movement.
So 200 rappers died in the year 2020, and that's sad. That's real sad. So let me go back to that what it said.
And so we decided to start the Stop the Violence movement.
So this is 30 years later. You know, see what happened to a lot of these rappers 30 years later. So it says 200 rappers died in just 1 year, and that's just very sad. You know, that these things happen. You know. And then it says that one dead rapper every 44 hours. And you know, this has to stop. You know, this violence and this hip hop music. You know, we just love the beat. We just love the rhythms and stuff like that. But we gotta be concerned more about the lyricism that they're putting out. You know, especially to our young children. You know, it's sad. It's sad. And then it says, and nobody in hip hop seems to care about it, and that's true. You know, the people that's been in hip hop, the veterans, they should be more concerned about these young rappers, because these young rappers look up to these veteran rappers, and the veteran rappers is not, really doing anything about this. You know, their executives, all they care about is their money as well, and they becoming like these big, music executives of the past of other ethnicities. And then it says not even a worldwide pandemic could stop people from killing each other, and that's that's crazy. That's crazy. You know, you would think all this stuff would die down because of the pandemic, but it had got worse, over that time. So so it's saying let's take a look back, Yeah. I hope Kendrick talks about this on his album. I really do. Yep.
I don't never say a word, but I be thinking about a lot. Take a lot more than talent.
And this female Lexi Allijay, she died of drug overdose. And mental health is a big thing these days as well. Not only gun violence, but mental health of these artists that committing suicide.
To get you up to the top.
You know I gotta chase that chicken. I'm a rookie farmer. Been pretty good at chasing chickens that could put it on you. For my dogs, I'ma rap. For my dogs, I'ma slide. 8 guns, 4 deep in the ride. I swear to God, we been through rainy days and cloudy days. I know we.
Yeah, it's just sad seeing these artists up here, all these artists that died because of gun violence. Most of these are gun violence. Some of these are mental health. And some of these are natural illnesses that these artists have, but most of them are, it's sad to say, most of them are gun violence. FTG, Metro.
Talking about I swear that we was better raised. 20 bricks, just touch downtown to get them going. Whole way or bust down. Let me find out somebody bring your own Murray.
So yeah, it's just all these rappers, they died from.
Let me find out all I'm cheering ain't for me. No, you got we cut that shit on that stupid shit, the foolish shit.
So another artist died from gun violence. IBM, Monte Kane.
Thoughts in my head, saying cash out, but I got too much shit to lose. You niggas is bitches, I'm moving on trenches, I ain't got shit.
And there, you see in the video, they promoting gun violence, they promoting death. And it is sad, these artists is promoting all this death and stuff like this in their music. And this really has to stop, or we're gonna see the destruction of our hip hop, our culture, because we're destroying we're destroying each other.
Shit's a proof. Yeah. I put it in put like a catch, got scared where bro needed catch, and I feel it look.
And then it's like all these songs sound the same. We got that same I hate to say it, we got that same evil spirit in the music. If you listen to it, it's just all the same. It's no substance, it's no brightness to it. It's just all just monotone destruction, in this music. And like Confessions in Therapy said that I hope Kendrick talk about it in this album.
Carrots, I think I'm a rabbit. Nigga to chill like taxes, selling that cabbage, rabbit far forever. Real life be lacking, buddy on status, you got chops and automatic. There are days I couldn't look in the mirror, every day and I be watching my rear. Born engineer, that's what I steer.
Ain't no God till I see God face to face, so he can tell me why he put me on this place with no escape. Yo, woke up in the morning and my eggs was parked.
So that's some of the rappers. It's so many on the list that I can go through. But this violence just gotta stop. Like I said, they need to ban drill music until we bring some positivity into the atmosphere. So appreciate y'all for tuning in. I had to do this very serious topic because it's been going on for a long time. And I hope y'all enjoyed this episode, and I might do a part 2 to this because this is very serious, and a lot of parents need to pay attention to their children, what they're listening to, how they're being influenced by this music. And I hope y'all got something out of this. Please leave a comment under this video if you got something what you learned from this, because we don't want to keep having this every year. A lot of these hip-hop artists are dying over foolishness, over stupidity, over money and stuff like that. And even the females, they're really sexually exploiting themselves on these videos. Just really acting very chaotic, and it just got to do with mental health as well. So appreciate y'all for tuning in. This been another video from your boy JG. All right, peace.